right, so 6.4, this is slope intercept form, and its outcome R6, R7. So slope intercept form is when you have your equation written as y equals mx and then plus b. M represents the slope or the rate of change of our line. X stays as the variable. X is always, you're going to see X in the equation, and that's where your inputs go, your input values go. And then B is the y-intercept, the value where the line, crosses the y-axis. Okay, so it's called the y-intercept. Okay, so the first question says, the graph of a linear function has a slope of -7/3 and a y-intercept of 5. So our equation is going to be in this form. And this here, our slope, that's what we replace for m. And the y-intercept, we replace that with for the b. So we've got y equals -7/3, and then we want to put the x beside that because it's multiplying with it. And then we add 5 because our y-intercept has a positive value of 5. Okay? So you want to keep the x so that it's either that it's on the top, that it's beside the 7, or it's right beside the line. You don't want it to go down below here. Okay? So that's all you have to do for that question. The next one says, graph the linear function with equation y equals -3/4x plus 2. Okay, so first let's decide what these pieces are. Right here, I want to include the negative. That is the slope, and this +2 is the y-intercept. So if my slope is -3/4 and my y-intercept is, here, I'm going to write y-intercept. Is +2. The first thing I want to graph is the y-intercept. So plot +2 on the y-axis. All right, so that's the first thing we're going to do. Where is that? Y-axis here. This is my 0, 0, and I go up 2 units. So that lands me right there. What's the coordinate value of this point right here? 0, 2. All right. And the second thing I'm going to do is, from the y-intercept of point 0, 2, I then start to count out my slope. So count out the slope. And the slope is the same as the rate of change, right? So I start here, and what's my rise going to be? Since I have a negative here, what's my rise going to be? So which direction do I go? Up or down? I go down 3 units, and then where do I go for my 4? I go right 4. Okay. So then I start right here at my y-intercept, and then I'm going to go down 3. So I go 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, what's the coordinate value of this point here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and -1. Okay, so that gives me 2 points. That is enough to plot a line, to graph a line. So I'm going to get my ruler, I'm going to connect the 2 dots, and I'm going to make sure that I have arrowheads on the ends, okay? Because it continues to go on in that pattern. All right. Now the next question, number 3, you are given a graph. You have to write an equation. Now you're going to write an equation in terms of the slope and the y-intercept. All right, so what's the easiest point to figure out? What's the easiest piece to figure out here? Yeah, the y-intercept. So what's the value of the y-intercept right here? So that's -3. So far I've got y equals, and then I'm going to write -3. That's my b value. And then what is my slope? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for 2 points that are, you know, have nice corners that go right through perfect points there. And there's a bunch, right? So how many up do I have to go and over to get to the next point? So I go up 2 and over 1. So if I go up 2, then that's a rise of 2 over 1, and then I put an x right there. Now, we can reduce this, right? We can simply write that as y equals 2x minus 3. And that's my equation. You always want to make sure that you reduce your slope. So for instance, if you went from this point to this point and you went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you went over 3, 6 over 3, that also reduces to 2. So you want to always make sure you have that in lowest terms. So reduce any fractions. Okay. And then there's number 4 with this question here. So we've got Kareem. To join the local gym, Kareem pays a startup fee of $99 plus a monthly fee of $29. Okay, so what is the fixed amount here? The 99 is the fixed amount. So in terms of y equals mx plus b, is this the y-intercept or is this the rate of change? That's the y-intercept because that's the fixed amount. Okay, and then I've got this one here, plus a monthly fee of $29. So that's a recurring charge, right? So that is the rate of change. It is the m, it's the slope. Okay? So if I write it in an equation as C is cost in dollars, and then N is months at the gym. So I've got C equals 29x plus 99. Okay, I should use n because that's what's given in my question, right? Okay. So we'll use an n there. Okay. Perfect. Now, that's it for that one. Part B says, suppose Kareem went to the gym for 23 months. What was the total cost? So that's where we have n is months, and that's 23. We want to substitute it in the above equation that we just made. So C equals 29n plus 99. So 29 times 23 plus 99. So then C is $766. So the total cost for 23 months is $766. Okay. Here, let's capitalize the T. Okay, so now part C asks, suppose the total cost was $505. How many months did Kareem use the gym? So here we're given a value of C of 505, and we have to solve for n. So let's write down our original equation. C equals 29n plus 99. And it's saying that the total cost is 505. And we have to figure out what n is. So now our first step in solving is subtracting 99 on both sides. And then we end up with 406 is equal to 29n. And then we divide both sides by 29. And so then we get n is equal to 406 over 29. And simplify that to 14. So what does that mean? Kareem used the gym for how long? 14 months. So that's just over a year and 2 months. Okay. And then the last one here says, could the total cost be exactly $600? And then can you justify? So basically it's asking you a question, and when it says justify, you have to show some mathematical reasoning as to support your answer. That's what justify means. Okay? So what we're actually looking for is, how do we know if it isn't, if it's not possible? So could the total cost be exactly $600? Well, what do you guys know about gym memberships? Can you pay for part of a month? No, you have to pay for full months, right? So what we're hoping to get is a whole number for this n value. So let's see if it actually works. So we're going to subtract 99 on both sides. we end up with 501 equals 29n. Divide both sides by 29, and that gives us an answer of 17.2758, continuing decimal. Just goes on. So what do you think? So since the number of months is not a whole number, the total cost cannot be $600. All right. Sound good? All right. So the homework questions are there below. Let's have a look at this other worksheet as well too, though, right?